Okay, I don't know why it's taking me. I think this is now take 5 to get started with this one. So full disclosure, it's been a little while since I've done any Hockey Bones content period, though. So maybe I can use that as a lame excuse for why I'm having trouble getting started with this one. But I've noticed that recently there have been some people commenting, showing interest in playing Hockey Bones, learning to play Hockey Bones. And so I thought I would kind of follow up on a video that I did a little while ago called something like the Anatomy of a Hockey Bones player card. And that one featured Stan Mikita and talked about forwards in the game. And I thought for this one here, I would focus on a couple of defensemen and look at the matchups as well. And yeah, and then just kind of go through the cards one by one and just explain how it works, with these cards. So anyway, just making sure I have everything within arm's reach here that I might need. So this is from my 68 set of cards. These are the classic look cards. I have 68 through 70 in the classic look, and then I think a bunch of other seasons after that I've acquired are the newer look cards. But in the meantime, I'm just going to use what I have. I don't print all the seasons in advance. I print them as I need them. So in other words, your cards that you have for Hockey Bones might look a little different, but hopefully this video is still useful to you. And probably I'll make more videos like this when I do get around to like 71 and forward and start playing with the new look Hockey Bones cards. So again, focusing on some undrafted players here from this that, given all the injuries, actually, my 68 what if replay could end up finding their way into various lineups there, into various original six lineups. But basically, the opposition here will be Doug Robinson because he can play either wing. And Larry Hillman on defense there. He'll be the acting right defenseman. This is actually the Hockey Bones game board as well. I should have printed it on larger paper, but I have another custom Hockey Bones rink that I kind of did myself. And so, but just to show, like, this is sort of a smaller look of the rink. When you get the core game, this will come with it. So as you can see here, these cards are a little bigger than the cards, the actual size Hockey Bones cards, of which I think these are actually only 80 to 90% actual size. I printed them so they could fit the Korean business card holders that I have, which are a little smaller than trading card pockets and that stuff that you don't need to know. But what you might like to know is some more about defensemen and how those player cards work in Hockey Bones. So just to touch on a little bit here briefly, because I talked about this in the Stan Mikita video, players have 4 shooting ranges: normal, power play, defense on the point or on the point in the power play, and shorthanded. So, and as you can see here for the defenseman as well, typically, I'm trying to think actually now I want to go through a bunch of other defensemen. The more that I learn to know about this game, the more I'm kind of in awe of maybe little nuances that I'm just kind of like, yeah. And that's, that's actually, and I've been giving this advice to some people recently who are learning the game. I don't think this is a game that you have to play perfectly. And I tried to make a video about that a long while ago, actually. And I started talking about Eddie Van Halen because that's just me. And I think that the point wasn't conveyed. The point was basically that I don't think that you have to play a technically perfect game of Hockey Bones to get a lot of enjoyment out of this game. But the defenseman, I think, yeah, the normal and the D are probably going to be the same for defensemen. Anyway, and again, the S being shorthanded. Notice here Al McNeil, and we have him as the acting right defenseman here, because I'm going to show that for matchups a little bit later on. Al McNeil has a B, so he is an exceptional blocker, or at least an above average shot blocker. And where this becomes significant, like right now in the current situation that we are in, we only have one B on the ice. So really, let's say the opposition is taking a shot. You really only have to check for a blocked shot in this case, if the 2 white dice add up to a 3. If Noel Price also had a B, then you would have to look at a 3 or an 11 to see, like, you're checking for a block shot. And really, honestly, again, because you can yes, there's a lot of little nuances or whatever about this game, but you can shortcut your way through a lot of stuff. With blocks, I just sort of have it in my mind to check for 3 and 11. Roll it on the white dice anytime that a shot is taken. If it's a 3, it's kind of like, okay, hit the brakes and just double check, the opposition defense and see if there are a B or a couple of Bs here. Anyway, give me 5 Bs for a quarter, they used to say. So no, that nonsensical Simpsons reference aside, So Noel Price here, left defenseman, focus. Okay, Noel Price, left defenseman. I guess I could go to the left of his card. The OE stands for odd and even. And what happens here, and again, Al McNeil has one too, as do the forward cards. Should Noel Price take a penalty or Al McNeil take a penalty, you're going to do a follow-up roll, and you really only need the 3 dice to do it. And well, I'll do a mock roll here. So okay, that's a 6-7. So 6 being even means I'm going to check on the even side, and I'm going to look at 7, and I see here just a little blank, just a little dash or hyphen. That means that Noel Price is going to the box for a straight 2-minute minor. Noel Price also does not have a misconduct rating, nor does Al McNeil. In fact, the only one of the players I've selected with a misconduct rating is Kent Douglas. And I'm giggling because when I got back into tabletop hockey, one of the first fights that I had playing Paradise Hockey was Kent Douglas and someone on Montreal. I want to say Jean Beliveau. Might have been Henri Richard. Technically, the first fight I had back into tabletop hockey was Henri Richard and Orland Kurtenbach in a Montreal-Boston game. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm getting off topic like I do best. So again, should the player take a penalty, which also I should note arises if there is an X on their card. Noel Price had 48 penalty minutes in 70 games that season, so he has a grand total of 1, 2. Here, this is a penalty if visitor. So again, like, yes, this game is very nuanced and these cards are very nuanced. I would argue that that's definitely not a bad thing. So Price here, you can see his odds of getting a penalty. Over to Al McNeil, who had 58 penalty minutes in 74 games that season. He has an X here. He has one over here. So he has a couple that are, the 5, 6, kind of more in the range of what the white dice will add up to more often. You're going to get more 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s. So there is that. So again, should you roll an X, like in this case, this would be a 5 on the blue die and a 5 as well. The white dice adding up to 5, so 5 plus 1 doesn't. There we go. So this one here in the red, it doesn't really matter what this is. The red comes into effect when you come over here on the cards to see which teammate has the puck should a pass be completed, or which opponent has the puck should there be a turnover. An interception, it's called in the game. And as a highlight game too, an interception doesn't necessarily indicate a direct loss of the puck because 24 seconds have elapsed. So keep that in mind as well, I guess. So yeah, again, if the penalty comes up, you're checking here, like in this case, 5-5. So this would be odd 5 on Noel Price's card. That's a straight 2-minute minor to Price. However, on Al McNeil's card there, an odd 5 and penalty code B. And again, there's this chart here. I'm not going to show it in its entirety on camera. It comes with the core game, but that's going to be co-majors. Now, I don't know about you. I interpret that as a fight. I don't care if it technically isn't, but yeah, a co-major typically, right? It's 5 for fighting, both parties involved. So that's what I would go with for that anyway. So Al McNeil, I guess, would have that here. Again, the codes, there is a little, you can go through the book for clarification, but if you just want a quick reference, like F is a double minor, G, co-double minors, and so on, that's included on the core game chart. So I guess to get to the matrix itself, the 6x11, 216 values in total. And so again, I think I started to say this in a cancel just to take that I didn't upload, but like you can really, in Hockey Bones, I would argue far better even than any other hockey game out there. And that's not to put down other hockey games, because I enjoy a lot of other hockey games, so why would I? But what really can, in short, what can really distinguish a good player from a not so good player, or even an almost as good player, is the quality of what's going to come up in the rolls when the white dice add up to like 5 through 8. So really good players, you'll notice you get some really good stuff in through here. Players who are not so good might have some really good stuff come up on their cards, but maybe the white dice have to add up to a 2 or a 3, so it doesn't come up quite as often. So they're really kind of intricately woven good cards. Sorry if that sounds, really geekish even for me, but anyway. So Noel Price here, he has something interesting, at least I think, right at the start here. This 4, so let's say that again, this would come up on a blue, and I'm not going to do this for everyone, or this video will be umpteen hours long, but So we get a blue die roll of 1 and then white dice adding up to 2 and this value of 4. So I'm comparing Noel Price's 4 against the team defense. And in Hockey Bones, the team defense, for the left defenseman, that's going to be the center, plus the opposition right defenseman. I've elected to put Larry Hillman in that spot, and the opposition right wing, right? So the left defenseman, basically the 3 players on the ice who positionally would be closest to the left defenseman. Those are the players whose defense you're going to look at. So we have 3 plus 2 plus 3. Price has shanked it. He's not going to get a shot through there. He's probably going to elect to, dump it in the corner or whatever. Or just going to shoot and miss the net or something like that. Turn it over one way or another. And who has the puck? Let's say this is, a red 3. I look here and it's the right wing, so it means the puck's going to go, in this case, to Doug Robinson, and Noel Price is unable to get a shot through. However, Price also has this plus sign, this plus symbol adjacent to the 4. This comes into effect playing shorthanded. And defense, although you can see here Charlie Burns has some of them, I think it's safe to say defense probably a little bit more than forwards on average. Maybe somebody who knows even more about Hockey Bones than I can clarify that. I mean, there are some pretty exceptional penalty killers among forwards. Wonder actually what a Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand card would look like circa 2020 or whatever, 2018, 2019. But you will notice here very similarly, let's say I roll a 1-3 instead of a 1. And again, hopefully that's zoomed in enough that you can see that. Maybe I should actually adjust the focus and zoom in. Okay, do a little zooming in and zooming out here. Sorry, bit impromptu. So here, this is a +5. So the same thing that I said for the +4. Noel Price is still going to, not be able to get a shot through. But sorry, I started to talk about the plus sign. So if Noel Price is shorthanded, and this is indicated as well, and I'll show you part of it here on the chart that basically has 90% of the game on one freaking page. So people that think that Bones is too complex, man, 90% of the game is on this one page chart. Player retains puck and kills 1 time. I don't even need to explain it to you. It's right there. Player retains the puck. And what they mean by kills 1 time, that's one sequence of time in the game. So it means you've eaten 24 seconds off the clock on the penalty kill, basically is what that means. So what I might do maybe is, now that I've shown enough of the board, is just slide these cards a little closer here for instructive purposes, as much as I like the PT Games, Peter and Tim Games logo. So let's say that we have a roll of 2 blue and the white dice, again, they add up to 2. Now here you see Noel Price is a 9. A 3 plus 2 plus 3 add up to 8. And I'd be remiss not to mention at this point as well, there's another little thing on this, again, one-page chart that has like 90% of the game, where it shows you how you adjust the center. So the center, if the center's defense rating here, like Charlie Burns, if it's 3 or 4, you knock that down to 2. If it's 1 or 2, you knock that down to 1. And if it's 0, it remains at 0. Which might sound really confusing at first until you get used to it. I agree, because as I was learning the game, I went, that's kind of mathy. That's kind of, whatever. But when you think about it in a practical sense, it really makes sense. So try to imagine if this were real. Noel Price, he's trying to make a play. He's trying to penetrate the defense. Most immediate to him will be Doug Robinson and Larry Hillman in this case on this shift. So it makes sense that Robinson's defense need not be adjusted. Neither should Hillman's. However, Charlie Burns is probably, if anything, going to be the one reaching. He has the opposition center to contend with. He has to, sort of be in position to look to see if Noel Price will try to pass it to the centerman. So it really makes sense when you think about it that way. At least I think it does, that one would adjust the defense for the center. And to be honest, I even with as many games as I've played, I cheat on this a little bit. I basically just subtract 1 more often than not, especially at the end of the day if I'm a little tired, I'm not firing on all cylinders, but I want to enjoy some Hockey Bones. You're pretty safe more often than not if you just subtract 1 from this. That's what I do. I mean, again, if it's 4, then you're subtracting what you're subtracting it down to 2. And I guess if it's 1, it remains the same, and 0, it remains the same. And that's how it's worded in the instructions as well. A defensive rating of 1 or 0 for a center, you can stop looking. Or stop calculating, because it just remains the same. So again, Noel Price would be able to get a shot on goal. with a 9. Sorry if I have this lingering feeling I said complete a pass by mistake. He would get a shot on goal here with, again, the white die roll of 2, or sorry, blue die roll of 2. I'm colorblind now. Blue die roll of 2, and the white dice adding up to 2. This here, D4. Now, this takes on a different dynamic. Now, instead of Noel Price going up against the team defense, Noel Price is going up against strictly the opposition blue liners. So now we look here, 2 and 2 are 4, and this is D4. Noel Price in this case is a shot on goal, and I'm glad this one came up. And again, this would be keeping the white dice at 2. This is a blue die roll of 3. So here, Noel Price is a shot on goal because it's equal to or greater than. And it makes reference to that multiple times in the instructions in different places. Equal to or greater than, the player will have a shot. Here, the 5, I guess I already explained that here. And again, just as a reminder, the plus sign or symbol, this only applies if Noel Price is out there killing a penalty. And again, should, in this case, blue die roll of 4 and the white dice adding up to 2, should that come up? And this one doesn't really matter. It especially doesn't matter in this case because as I showed in the game chart there, the player would retain the puck and 24 seconds would be killed in this case. 24 seconds of penalty kill time, would go by. So it's not going to be a shot on goal or anything like that. Again, it's just an effective 24 seconds of clock eating. So here, same thing. That's here with the blue die roll of 5 and the white dice adding up to 2, you have a plus 4. So same thing there for Price. D7, so I showed this with the D4. Here, Noel Price will be able to penetrate the defense quite easily and get a shot on goal. And Price, he only had 6 goals, but he had 187 shots in 70 games. That's, just over 2.5 shots per game, I think, if the math is okay. Just a little over that. So, he wasn't shy to shoot. Even if he didn't score, he'd probably shoot and then look, his team would look to press for a rebound with pressure on offense. So again, I talked about the plus 5 to P3. So now the white dice are adding up to 3. And in this case here, this is the P3. That's a blue die roll of 2. And again, this one doesn't really matter so much. But I guess for all intents and purposes here, I will show. This is passing against Intimidation. So if I look here, I see there are 2 Intimidation bars here for Forbes Kennedy, but the other 4 players on the ice right now, the other 4 skaters in the opposition, they don't have any Intimidation bars. So Noel Price with that 3 is greater than 2, will be able to complete the pass. And again, coming over here to the game chart, what I said earlier about equal to or greater than, that applies for shots, that applies for team defense, which again, it's indicated, you will see symbols here, equal to or greater than for some of that. But for the P3 passing against Intimidation, that's this here, P1 to P5. Trying to be like Wilson there in Home Improvement and conceal parts of it, just, respectfully. Go get the core game. It costs next to nothing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you get a couple of teams with it, and you're good to go. Print them, and you're on your way. So where was I? So the P3 there is, Noel Price is able to complete a pass. Now, who Price completes a pass to? Let's assume that this red die roll was a 4. So I look here and it's right defenseman. So the puck's going across here because Doug Robinson's held onto it for a pretty long damn time to teammate Al McNeil. He's made a lateral pass or whatever. Somehow he's just gotten the pass to Al McNeil one way or another. Now let's say instead we've rolled a blue 3 with the white dice adding up to 3. On Noel Price's card, it says XV penalty if visitor. So quite simply, if Noel Price is home, in this case, and again, an important thing to remember, my old golden rule with Bones was treat it as an interception when all else fails. In other words, if you get lost, treat it as an interception. It says here, interception if condition not met. So here the condition would not be met. If he's not the visitor, assuming he's not the visitor, and it's so it's not a penalty, right? Say he's at home, it's not a penalty. Let's say that we roll a red die roll of 6 this time. Well, at even strength, at least, is going to go to the left wing. So now the puck goes to Forbes Kennedy. And then we have here This is icing. This is a whistle. But again, should Noel Price be on the power play, that's going to be 24 seconds of time elapsed on the power play. Killed 24 seconds. 8. So similar to this 9 here, what we have to do is we have to look, and the way that I set up the games, I don't play it quite like this. I set it up and I call it, I don't know if it's proper triangulation or not, but that's what I do. I make little triangles with I actually kind of do it here, triangle. And then for Al McNeil, triangle, right? So you're kind of triangulating these three opposition players. Again, for Price, it's 1, 2, 3, but then for Al McNeil, it's 1, 2, 3. So they both feed into the center. So again, like I mentioned about Burns earlier here, his hands are kind of busy. So therefore, he has a slightly lowered adjusted defense rating. Okay, so 8th there. Hopefully that's clear. Clearer than mud, at least. It works similar to the 9. And in this case too, let's assume that Burns' defense is not even adjusted. Even without it being adjusted, remember that for the straight, what's called the end score, the end numbers, the end scores in the Hockey Bones book in the instructions, it's equal to or greater than. So here Price will get a shot on goal. Here, the H5, again, I love just the nuances with this game. So if a player performs a little better than they do, at home, if a player performs better at home than they do on the road, that's indicated in these cards. Again, very customized, very individualized, really catering to specific individual players' strengths and weaknesses. So here, if Price is at home, depending on the strength of the opposition defense, if they add up to 5 or less, Price will, in most circumstances, again, there are exceptions to that. We talk about power play and if Price is a little injured, dinged up, banged up, but in normal circumstances, so 80 to 90% of the time, if Price is at home, he has a shot on goal. If the opposition defense, the team defense it's referred to, I should use in Hockey Bones instructions terms, the team defense, which again would be the three positionally, closest to Price here. If it adds up to 5 or less, then Price is a shot on goal. And if it's greater than 5, and it has to exceed 5, has to be above 5, even after the adjustment, you'll get used to it. Then that means that Price does not have a shot on goal here. But if Price is on the road, that's just a straight interception. Boom. Who has the puck now? 5 left wing. Okay, Forbes Kennedy's got it. Next one here, this is, so I think I've talked about the row of 3 enough. And again, if you have any questions publicly in comments, more than welcome. I love it. I love talking about this game. I don't play it as much as I'd like to, but I absolutely love the crap out of this game. I really do. So anyway, PF1, that's my wife's voice in the background. I'm not going to tell her to quiet down. I don't know. Maybe I hear it more than anyway. So PF1. Remember, these are COVID times. We have to share, our space. So PF1 here, Price. This is passing against forechecking. Now 2 is greater than 1. So Price here in this case, it would be an interception, but not just an interception. This works a little differently than a straight P, because you might go PF, yeah. P is passing versus intimidation. PF, which you'll see more commonly in defensemen's cards, and then the straight P you actually see more often on forwards cards, I'm quite sure. But the PF1 here, so we're looking here, we got Kennedy, Kennedy's got a forechecking arrow, and Charlie Burns has a forechecking arrow as well, 2 being greater than 1. Price has coughed up the puck, let's say to 2, so Price to fellow left defenseman here, Kent Douglas has possession. But let's say I had a couple of forwards out here that don't have these forechecking arrows, then Price would, in that case, I don't know. Again, imagine that's not there and that's not there. Then Price would be able to, let me grab 2 forwards now that don't have forechecking ratings. Stratton, let's say at center, and Brenneman on left wing here. So now there's no forechecking. Price, in this case, rather than it going to 2 in the opposition, would be able to complete the pass to 2, the teammate. Now, it does say left defenseman. So you can assume in this case, you can interpret, you can add your own little narrative. Price probably handed the puck off to a teammate, and the teammate then passed the puck back to Noel Price. Remember, 24 seconds to elapse. Yes, there's an exception in the power play. You don't elapse time for the first pass. Again, you'll get used to it. Anyway, look, I'm not 80 to 90% of the time. This is about as simple as any of the many simple fast play games that I do play more often than not on this channel. Just a little more time convenient and everything, and not me talking to paper for an hour or so, or however long this video goes. But in general, like, again, yes, when it does come down to that other 10 to, and this is my estimation, when it comes down to that other 10 to 20%, yeah, it gets a little nuanced and detailed and maybe a little complex, but I like those complexity. Even as a vegetarian, I can advocate for there being meat on the bone. So where was I now after all that nonsense? Okay, D5 we've talked about here with the D4 and the D7. So again, we're looking here, Hillman's is a 2. Douglas is a 2. We're not adjusting these ratings this time. And because 5 is greater than 4 and it only has to be equal to or greater than 4, Price is a shot on goal. H6, this goes, so again, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep updating my rolls here. Where am I here? The white dice should add up to 4. Sorry. Okay, so 4, and here this is 3. So H6. So again, if Price is home, the team defense, in this case too, it would add up to 8 even after Burns' adjustment. So here the result will be an interception if Price is at home, and it will go to 3, the right wing. Or if Price is on the road, you just stop looking. If you know he's the visitor, as soon as you see the H, stop looking and immediately look at the red and go, okay, it's going to be the right wing in this case because the 3, so the right wing and the other team has the puck. And let's see here. So the PF3, so now if we look here, the two forechecking arrows, Price will be able to complete the pass. Who's it going to? 5. 5 is the left wing. I don't have actually a left wing teammate for Price on the ice. But that would be a completed pass to Price's teammate, to Price's left wing. Here, the PF2, it will even show you on this chart here. With the P's, it has to be greater, lower it there, it has to be greater than. Here it can't be equal to or greater than. For the N scores and for the D, for the N and the D, equal to or greater than will suffice. For the P, that being passing against intimidation and passing against forechecking, it has to exceed it. It has to be greater than. So with the PF3, with the blue die roll of 4 and the white dice adding up to 4, Price will complete the pass here. But the PF2, that's equal to. And one other thing that I really remiss not to not mention any further, is that this here is not just an interception, it's an interception and an automatic shot on goal for the opposition. So here, let's say that red die was a 5. 5 here, left wing. So it's going to go to Forbes Kennedy, and Forbes Kennedy will have a shot on goal right away. You can simply roll your follow-up roll. Let's do it. Forbes Kennedy is going to take a shot, and 3-5-4. So 3-5-4, his shooting range 2-5-1. This is not in range, and I go and check on the goalie card. I'm going to put that in another video just to see who has the puck after that. Maybe the goalie's given up a rebound and they have another shot. Remains to be seen. So getting back here, though, to Price and things. H7, again, we talked about this with the H5 and the H6. So some of the same stuff does come up again, but again, this number matters, but then also this number rolled matters. And again, you can really, there's so much differentiation when you really, think about it all here between the players. P5, passing against intimidation. Again, we had a P3 up here. This is a P5. There's no plus, meaning that if Noel Price rolls this shorthanded, no time is going to elapse. And actually, that would be an automatic interception. Any passing code, basically, when you're shorthanded, is like across the board intercept. And it will say it on the game chart that I have over here just off camera. Across the board, interception, interception, interception. But in normal circumstances, this P5, again, we've only got 2 intimidation bars. So Noel Price, in this case, will be able to complete the pass. We got a 4 here, so right defenseman. Again, this is going across to Al McNeil, his defensive line mate. Let's see here. So that would be with the roll. I got to catch up on my die rolls here. So that's 5, adding up to 5 on the white dice, and then 1 on the blue die. Okay. And again, the 4, the red, the teammate. Looking here, so this is a 2-6. Let me try to stay in order here, stay in line. We talked about this with the 9 and with the 8. Again, this is versus the team defense. And notice as well, again, because the white dice have to add up to 5, this is going to come up a little more often in a game than a roll of 2, 3, or 4. So you can really see that when it comes down to it, all of a sudden, instead of 8s and 9s, Price is down to 6s. In clutch moments, when it really counts, he's not necessarily going to be quite as strong or quite as able to get a shot off, at least in this case. The P1, passing against Intimidation 1. So again, this is, I can't say more commonly because the white dice would add up to 5 in both cases, but this here is passing against Intimidation. He's going to lose the puck to Kennedy, and I should note here what I said about the PF. So the PF is an interception and a shot. A P is not a shot. So let's say the red die is a roll of a 3. The puck goes back to Doug Robinson here, but Robinson does not have a shot. I roll on Robinson's card to see what's next, just for the heck of it. So 3-7-1 here on Robinson's card. That's an @ symbol. Noel Price does not have an @ symbol on his card, nor does Al McNeil. And defensemen, I would say it's, again, I've not seen every defense card for the decades of Hockey Bones. I would say it's highly uncommon, if not impossible, because what this @ symbol measures, and I talked about this on Makita's card, this is sort of, I see this as the forward handing the puck off to a teammate and then trying to penetrate, like trying to their way into the goal mouth, into the slot to redirect the pass or whatever, to Phil Esposito it as best as they can, to get in the slot for in scoring position. And that's measured against team passing bonus, which the opposition on the ice right now is a passing bonus of +1. Actually, because that red die is a 1. In this case, because Burns is not the puck carrier, it would mean that Robinson has a shot on goal. But anyway, I digress. We go back to Noel Price. And Price here again, so we're talking about the P1, the P3. The D8, he will be able to penetrate the opposition defense in this case because they only add up to 4. And again, he only needs equal to or greater than. So Price is a shot on goal here against the likes of Hillman and Douglas. Against stronger defensemen, he might not. P5, again, they can intimidate him off the puck. So Price will complete a pass here. And again, this is, so this is going to be the white dice. What are we still at? They're adding up to 5 still? Really? Okay. Here, if the white dice add up to 6, let's do that. 5 and 1, why not? So here, let's take a 1-6. Well, this here is icing and something I've never used before. The pressure offense, it would lead to an automatic shot, I think. You can check, it's toward the back of the instructions. I understand the merits and value if you're playing strategically, maybe for tournament play, maybe for competitive play, and you're running low in time. I just don't bother with the extras. And I'm also told, I think that this can also, if you're playing for realism statistically, I'm told that this can throw it off balance a little bit, the pressure offense, and I think it's called the checking defense. I've not used either. So a 2 with the white dice adding up to 6, and the blue die roll of 2 here, the 6, we've talked about it. A 3 here, the D7, so again, penetrating the defense. Noel Price, in this case, will have a shot on goal. Here, this is an automatic shot. Notice this is a straight H. If Noel Price is at home, this is an automatic shot. If Price is on the road, this is an automatic interception. And this is going to come up not all that uncommonly because it's the white dice adding up to 6. So again, this would indicate to me, again, it's nuanced, but Price here is substantially better at home. Probably had more shots on goal playing on home ice that season than he did on the road in road games. Here for the power play, this is going to be a pass on the power play unless a pass has already been completed. And this is my understanding. I hope I'm right about this. If this is the second roll, the roll after a pass, this then becomes an automatic shot. But here in the power play, this is an automatic pass in the power play. If Price is not on the power play, you might be asking, this is an automatic interception. And again, just as a quick reminder, a refresher, who does it go to? Let's say the red die rolled. So again, this would be, where was I here? So this is the blue die adding up to 5. And then the blue die roll of 5 and the white dice adding up to 6. And let's say the red die rolled is 4. Okay, that's automatically intercepted, goes to the opposition right defenseman there. Larry Hillman has the puck. And then 6 and 6, this is going to be a penalty for Noel Price. And just as a reminder, to get back to what I did earlier in the video, you really need not roll a red to determine penalty, the possibility or severity of a penalty. So this here is a 1. Actually, I'm glad I rolled this. I can explain something else. Yay. So 1 is odd, and then the white dice add up to 3. So that's just going to be a blank, straight 2-minute penalty again. You see all these blanks? It's because more often than not, most players, pretty much every player, most of the penalties they get, even if they're absolute goons, which Price I'm quite sure wasn't. Robinson definitely wasn't. He can only get a 2-minute minor. But again, and there could be a house rule against that as well for just a little more, whatever. But Price is going to get a 2-minute minor. However, if the blue die is a 1 or a 2, so 50-50, if it's odd 1 or even 2, this is a delayed penalty, and now let's say the red die is a 2. It's his left defenseman. So Kent Douglas, you're going to do 1 roll here on his matrix card and advance 24 seconds. And unless it's a shot, you're just going to blow it down and then assess a penalty to Noel Price. And he doesn't have a misconduct rating or anything, so in that case, it would be straight 2-minute penalty, 2-minute minor there to Noel Price. Let's see here. So we're getting into 7 now. So 7, these would be the ones that would come up most commonly, statistically or whatever. 6 out of, so 1 in 6 chance. So the 1-7 here, again, PF3, we talked about that, given these 5 members of the opposition on the ice. So again, it goes against the team defense most often here. But for passing against forechecking, you're checking all 5 and looking for forechecking arrows. Although, again, it's going to be on the forward cards that you would find the forechecking, so you really just check here, here, and here. So, again, they're assessing Price against the forward specifically, Price sometimes against the defense specifically, and Price against the 3 players matched up against him most closely positionally on the ice. I enjoy the variety. I appreciate the detail. This is a shot on goal automatically with a rebound. So Price himself might not necessarily get the rebound, or he might get his own rebound, but you're going to shoot and then you're going to check for a rebound. And again, that would involve the goalie card. I could say this is beyond the scope of this video because it's already nearing an hour. But that's just so you know, R, right? Rebound starts with R, so it's good enough for me. Let's see here, PF1. So PF1, again, you have 2 forecheckers. So Price here is going to cough off the puck on a blue die roll of, that's a 3, and the white dice adding up to 7. And let's say that this blue die is 4, so the puck's going to go to the opposition right defenseman, Larry Hillman. After that, the PF2, again, this would be similar. And one thing, too, I neglect to mention, and I'm sorry that I did. Hillman has a shot here. If it's an intimidation, I leads to interception. Forechecking, PF, forechecking leads to fire, opposition fire. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, Hellman would have a shot on goal in this case. So the PF and the P, one difference, because, why do you have both? The P, you're being intimidated, you're being knocked off the puck, pinned into the boards, otherwise physically outmaneuvered, having it taken away from you. Whereas the PF1, similar, but the forechecking specifically means they've sort of hemmed you in your own end, and you've coughed up the puck, and now they have a shot on goal. Interception with the shot on goal as a result of a failed PF check. Shot with a rebound, as I said, another shot with a rebound. Again, he averaged over 2.5 per game, did Price. 8 we talked about earlier, so I guess now I'm getting down to, so this would be the white dice adding up to 8. I should know where that 3 is. Okay. So the white dice adding up to 8 and the blue die roll, let's say it's a 1 here. The 8 we've talked about before. In this case, yes, he has a shot on goal because that's adjusted down to 7. And even if that were adjusted down to, well, no, it can't be. It's adjusted down to 7. So shot on goal there for Noel Price. This one here, also a shot on goal. Now, again, this is where the equal to or greater than comes into play. So 3, 5, and then adjusted, that's a 7. Price is a shot on goal here. Shot on goal if home, interception if not. And for all of these, as a reminder, if the condition is not met, it's an interception. It's an interception. Look to the red die to see who on the other team has the puck and continue. So then we have here the D6 again, in this case Price. Not very strong defense here, Hellman and Douglas. current at the time Maple Leaf and a former Toronto Maple Leaf, so there will be a shot on goal. This is an automatic pass, so Price here with his passing game, I mean 8 is pretty commonly rolled on the white dice, so here with the blue die roll of 5 and the white dice adding up to 8, he can pass it automatically to who? To the center, right? His teammate, the center, if that red die reading is a 1 on this roll here. This one here, icing and possible injury, or play stoppage and possible injury. This has come up a lot in my current replay. And to find out whether or not Price is an injury, we look at the opponent intimidation points. They add up to 2. Forbes Kennedy has 2. These 4 skaters have none. I don't need the red die to roll. So again, this 6, 8, yeah. I don't need to see or check the red die. I don't need to re-roll it. I roll these. Oh, and we have an injured Noel Price, so maybe we have to move over to Al McNeil now. Price here is, I think I'm probably just going to talk about Price. I'll show a couple of things selectively in Al McNeil's card that I don't see on Price's card, though. So here, Price has been injured because this 1 is lower than 2, and you also subtract 1 from this blue die roll of 1. Now, why do you do that? Why would you do that? Well, it's possible that Price can be injured incidentally against some guys that don't really intimidate. It's hockey. Fluky stuff happens. Awkward falls happen. Bumps where you just meant to nudge the guy and suddenly he goes face first into the glass or, boards or whatever. He comes up against the stanchion the wrong way. You could have an injury. So for that reason, yeah, Price is hurt. Let's try to uninjure Price. Okay, no, Price is still injured. Let's try to do that again. No, Price is still injured because 3 minus 1 equals 2. Anyway, I rolled a blue 1, a blue 2, and a blue 3. I should keep going. Okay, a blue 4. Wow, I want to keep going and see if I can get a 5 and a 6 now. So now with a blue 4, again, 4 minus 1 is 3. That exceeds this. So Price is not injured here. And you would just whistle again. The icing, the infraction, or not really the infraction necessarily, but the play stoppage. When the white dice add up to 9, so let's go 5 and 4 here. P1, again, passing against intimidation. Let's say the 1, the center, so Charlie Burns now has the puck if that red die roll is 1. Shot on goal if home, and automatic interception if Price is the visitor. I need lunch, I guess, soon. So P2 here, again, passing against intimidation. Price has been knocked off the puck with this here 9, and the blue die rolled being 3. And there it is. Okay. D6, again, Price will penetrate and shoot. Automatic pass. No, sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay. P2 here. No, I talked about that one. P4, he exceeds the opposition intimidation of the players currently on the ice. So Price will complete a pass to, that's still a 1. I didn't really shape it, did I? So that's a 5. Price will complete a pass to his own left wing. So he's passing it to the dice. Let's see here. H9, if Price is at home, this is a really good roll. If Price is on the road, definitely not a good roll. Because again, that can really differentiate and distinguish. So Price is at home. This is probably a pretty exceptionally good roll. You're going to get a shot on goal more often than not. But if you're on the road, that's an interception every time. Intercepted to 5 would mean, say, if the red 5 is rolled here, that the opposition, a left wing, has it. And of course, I'm not keeping track here. I'm not keeping up to date on the rolls here with the blue die. And this one here, again, it's a pass if it's on the power play. But let's say Price is not on the power play. Again, that's an automatic interception. Not really actually rolling it proper. Let's say to 6. Although I will say this. This is a house rule, and I don't care. This will be the hill that I die on. So power play left defenseman, I just give it to Douglas. If Douglas, who did actually have a power play goal that season and 11 goals in 1968, right? A blue liner. Not Bobby Orr, but Douglas here in this case would get it if Price were killing the penalty in the 6 and it goes to the power play 6. That's how I do it. And I'm pretty sure, to be honest with you, and I've done it enough, that's probably slightly simplified what's in the instructions. You're on your own for that one. Go to the instructions. Let's see here. So, a fan does not necessarily an expert make. So if the dice add up to 10 here, so we get our double 5s here. H8 again, home, good roll. On the road, definitely not a good roll. D5 penetrates the D, gets a shot on goal. Here, icing and a possible injury, and I showed that. P, so this is an automatic pass. 5, again, here he would lose the puck. He would cough it up to whoever's indicated on this red die. So right wing Doug Robinson it goes to. And 7, he would have a shot on goal because, again, this is adjusted, and these 3 add up to 7. Probably starting out, this is the better rink to use. I've played it enough. I have my own style. You can see in some other videos how I play it. This is probably good starting out. D4, because it's equal to or greater than, Noel Price will have a shot here. P4 exceeds the intimidation. Noel Price will complete a pass to a teammate. D9, here again, he's definitely penetrating the defense, all but the very good defense. Price will be able to get a shot on goal. X, Price has a penalty, and again to show you, so if he has a penalty, this comes up, you're going to re-roll here 3, so it's not delayed because it's not a 1 or a 2. So I look here, 3 is an odd number in 12. Again, like I said, most of the time it'll be a 2-minute minor, so Price is a 2-minute minor. I'm not going to do this. Well, here, now that I say that, I'll do it. So what are we at, like 5-11? I do this periodically, I guess, sporadically. P2, because of Forbes Kennedy out here, he will not be able to complete a pass. So let's say the red die is a 3. Again, it goes to right wing Doug Robinson. 5 here, again, he cannot get a shot on goal here because the team defense is too strong. So then we get to row 12 with a 1. That's a 4. So more often than not, a 4, you're coughing up the puck unless you're against really lousy opposition. D6, he can split the D and shoot. Shot on goal. D4, ditto D4 because equal to or greater than. 4, again, what I said over here about the, oh boy, multitasking is just not my strength. These are the same. And X2, okay, X2 is interesting. That's not come up yet. So in this case, and this comes up here with a 6-12, so this is a rare roll. Rarely will Noel Price get a penalty here. If this is a red 1 or a red 2, Price is penalized. If this is a 3 or a 6, what happens when the condition is not met? I hope you said interception. Sorry if that was cheesy and ridiculous. But yeah, if this condition is not met, like it says in the 1-page game chart that shows 90% of the game, it's an interception if the condition is not met. So if this is a 3 or 3, 4, 5, or 6, Price has coughed up the puck to whoever's indicated on the red die, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Al McNeil, I want to show actually here. He has the pound key symbol, the sharp, the sharp note. This is a play stoppage. This is 24 seconds of time have elapsed, and there is a face-off. And other than that, what is on his card that Noel Price doesn't have? Penalty if home. Penalty only if home, and not a penalty if on the road. Because I think Price only had the penalty if on the road. And here the X3, like the X2. Here again, the pound key or whatever is a play stoppage, the number symbol or sign. Here the plus, if Al McNeil is shorthanded, again, he eats 24 seconds of penalty kill time. So I think that, yeah, that kind of covers it. You can look here. So for penalties, like with shooting, they have 4 penalty ratings: minor, major, game misconduct, and misconduct, like 10-minute misconduct. They don't have 10-minute misconduct ratings. There might be something similar to the 0 goal scorers that if you roll a 1-2-1 like this one, I've heard of this house rule, and I use it, but I've never had it happen in a game yet. So 1-2-1 for a player that gets 0 goals that season, scoring a goal. You might even do something like a 1-2-1 for a misconduct rating for players with 0 misconduct. You never know. They could be ornery that game for whatever reason. It could be something personal, something that happened, some teammates, some, dressing room drama going way back. You just never know, right? I think anybody in any game is capable of getting a 10-minute misconduct. 2 in 10, they almost never get penalized, and so they really take umbrage or whatever with what the official assessed, what the official, the penalty or whatever that the official gave them. So maybe they end up getting 2-10. Maybe the official's having a bad night that night. The referee is cranky, and so you're going for 2+10. But yeah, they don't have misconduct ratings. Kent Douglas does, and Forbes Kennedy does, and that'd be for 2-10 basically, or I guess I don't know 5-10 as well. The assist rating of 10. This comes up after a goal, and again, remember what I said too many times about that one-page game chart that shows pretty much everything in the game. There's the assist chart, and so I was doing a simplified way of awarding assist. Now, especially if I'm just using the Lewis Research app die roller, I do it the proper way. But you're rolling and you're looking to see how many assists, and then here you see these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 being the player with the highest assist, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is retaliation. We could talk about that actually. So let's say there's a coincidental minor. Coincidental minor comes up, which is a code A. You're looking at the opposition here. What are their minor penalty ratings? 0, 0, 1, 5, and 11. So let's say in that case that I roll a 5, 6. I'd look over here on this chart here about a 5, 6, and the retaliation, let's see, so 4. So that's going to be the second highest. So it means here Noel Price is taking a coincidental 2-minute minor, and the second highest is Douglas. Yeah, so Price and Douglas there got into it. And so taking maybe one had 2 for embellishment or whatever. Anyway, and the assist rating, again, that's after a goal is scored. You're going to look at and compare the assist rating of the 4 players on the ice who did not score the goal. I guess 5 if it's 6-on-5. And though it only adds up to 4. I'm sure there's something in the book about that, but it comes up so rarely. There are some things in this game, too, that to worry about learning them, like if you just want to get started on Hockey Bones, again, back to the Eddie Van Halen thing, don't play a G bar chord, play a cheating G, play your favorite song in cheating G for a little while. It's not going to sound technically perfect or brilliant or whatever, but simplify it a little bit, dumb it down a little bit. Don't worry about it. That's my opinion, right? I'm delving into the realm of opinion now. That's my opinion, but I want to say that's kind of been corroborated with talking with other players of the game as well. I don't think that you have to be a stickler for this 100% of the time. I see other players playing other games, even hockey games other than Bones, where through some combination they have their own house rules, they have their own simplifications. But I mean, overall, the core of this game, getting back to the 80-90%, it's just absolutely fantastic. Like, it's just unrivaled. So if nothing else, if you don't get anything else out of this video, if nothing else, I've sort of talked myself here, worked myself into a bit of a frenzy and wanting to play Hockey Bones, which is a little unfortunate because I kind of have to get going. I have to get going to get to work, actually. So it's going to be a little while for me and Bones, but just because I play this game a little less, absolutely positively does not mean that I love this game I love this game more than I love Zelda, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I really, really enjoy when I'm not doing the cards and dice and I'm just, switching it up. I really do enjoy a game like Breath of the Wild. So just to put it into perspective, I hesitate maybe a little more to say chess because that was a part of my life. I was a chess geek too. Sadly, only learned it as an adult. But I'm getting off topic here as I do. That's my lame excuse for not being a better chess player than I am. But you're not an adult. You're a big kid at heart. Yes, I am. Yeah, this has been, however haphazardly, the anatomy of two defense. Excuse my mood. Sorry, my mood. I blame it on the doctor's appointment that I had this morning. I don't know. I start these videos, and especially when they're this length, I never really know how to wrap them up. But again, I started to say at some point in this video, and I'll repeat it here, ask questions and comments. And if you don't want to ask a question in comments, if you're worried it'll be a stupid question, ask me. It's not going to be like, again, you can go, actually, I'll say right now while it lasts. Some of my really old Hockey Bones videos are just mistake ridden. I'm going to talk about this, I think, in a year-end video, some regrets starting a new channel. And I think early on, I saw, I'm like, wow, there are some people who are actually interested in seeing a hockey-only tabletop channel. I know other channels play hockey, but other than Sportsman Z Hockey Replays, and Sportsman Z has that's his secondary channel, not his main. Dave Gardner does a lot of hockey. Peter Miller uploads criminally, not nearly as often as he should. He does hockey more often than not, but I wanted to find and fill a niche where it's I'm doing hockey only on this channel. Um, where was I going with that? Ask me questions about hockey games, and I have some old videos where I'm playing Bones. I get kind of embarrassed actually when I see comments on those videos now, and people who are getting into the game or checking out those videos. I really have to take those down, and I'm going to do that at year end, and then also talk about that at year end. Call it advice for people starting a channel. What little I've gleaned in about a year that I can give, that I feel qualified to give. That would be one. I think sometimes I get a new game and I get so excited and eager. And Hockey Bones wasn't even new, but the first few videos I made, I was rusty and did some really stupid things. And yeah, those are coming down soon. I think some of those. So watch my newer stuff. That's what I say to people too when they comment on the older Bones videos. Watch the more recent Bones videos like this mess. And yeah, at least with some other games that I got more recently, like Inside the Crease, I put right in the title, like I forget, it was like something like my first big, dumb, epic game of ITC. So what you see is what you get in that video. But anyways, anytime, any consideration, as always, I ask for nothing, I expect nothing, but I definitely appreciate everything, every time, every click, every view, anything like a sub or a like or anything like that I get. I really do appreciate all of it, but I just normally, don't bother asking for it, because the type of person that I am, if I did start doing that, it'd affect me. I just don't think it would just, yeah, it would come out weird, even weirder than normal, even weirder than I am right now. So anyway, that's me talking about Hockey Bones, my favorite game, at which point I guess I feel a little more at liberty to open up and talk a little bit more candidly on camera in a video. So all right, I'm gonna probably go through and timestamp this one. I don't have time to timestamp it right now, so I'll leave it in comments. I'll say timestamps are on their way if you want to come back later on. And I know I'm overdue to do that with the Stan Mikita video as well. So, all right. Anyway, once again, anytime, any consideration that you give this one, it's never expected, but it's always appreciated. And yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay warm over this coming holiday season. And hopefully at this time, if none other, enjoy the games that you play. And even if this is a game that you're struggling to learn a little bit and you're playing it a little incorrectly, goodness, I'm long-winded sometimes. Uh, uh, just, enjoy it, have fun with it, right? At this time of year, or at any, but maybe at this time of year especially. All right, cheers, thanks, and bye for now.